the News Channel 5 network, this is MorningLine with Nick Barris.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Morning Line. Nick Barris coming to you live and direct here from the Plus Studios on what is actually quite a lovely day. It's Tuesday. We're going to take your phone calls if you'd like to join in the conversation this morning. As we promoted yesterday, we're going to be talking today about Social Security. It's our monthly, I guess, foray into SSI disability. When should you take Social Security? Are you in the process of applying for something and you keep getting rejected? What do you do? Do you need a lawyer? Questions like that. We've been doing this program, Social Security, for several years, and we've had different faces and places come on. Josh Horn's among the very best, and he's with us this morning. Josh, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So funny, a good friend of ours who was a part of the News Channel 5 network had passed away, and her funeral, actually, memorial, is today. Maydeen Eberling, someone that we all dearly love. And she had been involved with MorningLine and the show for years and got to know Daryl Payne, who you know well. And I had heard from him. I was just going to mention to you that he had actually contacted me this past week when he heard of Maydeen's passing. And, just touch bases with him, how he's doing. He's doing well. But Daryl had done it for years, and now here you are. Anything exciting going on at Social Security?
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year when we talk about baby names, and so that's the latest.
Does that came out now?
That has come out now.
Okay, let's guess here. All right, so wait. All right, so baby names. Now, first, before we give what the top names are, this is compiled how? You're able to go through the records and see all these new births, and the name comes with it as you assign the number to it, and so you're able to tally who's named what name the most.
Exactly. And of course, generally when you are, when a baby's born in the hospital, amongst the forms that you fill out, one of them is a form for the Social Security number. It's called enumeration at birth, and in Tennessee, it takes about 6 weeks to get that number in. But nationwide, obviously, folks every day in and day out, are applying for their Social Security number, and of course, the name goes with that through. And so all that's compiled and comes out every year as far as the most popular names.
Are they different names than last year, as far as you know? Do you remember what last year's were?
So actually, the top two names are the same as last year.
They are. I cannot recall. All right, go ahead.
I know. So Liam is for boys, is the top name again for it was in 2018, and then again in 2017, and then again in 2018, and then Emma. That's right. For the girls. So top boy names: Liam, Noah, William, James, and Oliver. That's the top 5, and then for the girls: Emma, Olivia, Ava, Isabella, and Sophia. And so that's the nationwide, and then just for your bonus information.
No, wait, you don't have Tennessee names.
Just for your bonus information.
Tennessee names.
The Tennessee names, a little bit different. William for boys: William, James, Liam, Noah, and Elijah. And then for girls: Emma, Ava, Olivia, Harper, and Amelia.
Very cool. I mean, I know a few Liams. Now, William, it's so interesting when you follow the names like this. It's kind of classic, where you've got names that have been around a long time, like William, I imagine, okay? And then I don't see on there like Sue or Kathy or Joe, which are very, I think, common, have been around forever. But then you have these names that sometime, well, James is obviously one, but more trendy, if you will. I would say that we're just going through a Liam stage here.
It is. A lot of these are cyclical.
10 years from
Michael was the number 1 for years and years and years, and then several years ago it rotated out. And
I bet it's still up there, though, somewhere in the realm.
But it's not even in the top 10 anymore.
Yeah.
And so, you do see a little bit of a cyclical movement of names over decades, obviously.
What do you think drives that? I mean, I know there's many biblical names. Sometimes there's names. I thought you were going to say at one point, was Peyton ever a top name in Tennessee after Peyton Manning when he was playing here?
Actually, I do believe that a few years ago that it was, when you looked at Tennessee, it was kind of, and of course anybody in Tennessee would know why, but anybody else looking at Tennessee would be like, why is Peyton all of a sudden at the top?
For a while there, out of Alabama, there were a bunch of Sabins.
Yeah.
They're naming their child after Nick Saban.
Yeah. And anytime I remember, years ago when Star Wars would make its surge, we had a lot of Anakins and
maybe some Harrisons, after Harrison Ford. But I mean, and then Game of Thrones, which I don't know all the names from Game of Thrones. What was the name you said, Rick? Daria or something like that. Oftentimes also, yeah, obviously movie stars or popular characters in movies, like you said, drive it.
Yeah, but you can go on our website and look at
find out where your name is.
The rank of all the names, and we actually did that for at least one of our children. We didn't want one that was too popular, and so we actually plugged in some of the ideas that we had to see kind of where it was in the rank, and so that way, that's kind of part of the decision process that we use. So you can go on our website, socialsecurity.gov, and take a look at that and see what.
Now I guess Josh would be on there. Nick, I'm sure somewhere on there. Ricky is. Now Mary Elena. Did you check Mary Elena? Is it on there? Is there a Mary Elena? That's a lovely name, and it's unique. Some names are more unique than others. But Mary's definitely on there. I don't know if Mary Elena is. Well, that's very cool. People follow that, and there'll be stories. Actually, leave that with me. I'm going to do something with that later. It's kind of cool on Facebook. But all right, anything else before we get to phone calls? And the lines are open now, 737-7587. Usually it gets going there where if you have questions about Social Security. But is there anything else going on this time of year typically as we head into summer months that people address? Or
June is one of our busiest months. June into the July period, just because a lot of folks are deciding, hey, maybe they're off for the summer because they're a teacher or something like that, or maybe they decided it's that time to retire. So we do get very busy in the field offices this time of year because we have a lot of folks that are retiring or asking questions about retirement. And so want to mention a couple things. Obviously, we are always available to you. You can call us. You can come by. We have a lot of information on our website. Always like to try to promote that because for a lot of Americans, that's the quickest, easiest way to access information. We have a frequently asked questions page, a fact page. We have a search feature you can access and just almost type in your question. It's going to pull up information for you. But also, if you are ready to file for retirement, it takes about 10 minutes to do it online. You create a My Social Security account, and then you have access to filing for retirement. It takes just a couple of minutes. We pull that in the next day, take a look at it, make sure everything looks square, and then process it for you. You don't have to wait in line or wait for an appointment or anything like that. So I do encourage those of you who that might be an option for to do it that way.
It's interesting that some people decide, I'm going to go for my retirement now in spring. It's just, and kick things off. And I don't know, how quickly once you apply, can you start getting your first check?
Yeah, well, of course,
if it's full retirement.
Yeah, if you're past your age already, we usually process that. Especially if it's done online, we usually process that within a few days.
Yeah, how about that?
Try to get you in pay as soon as possible.
Okay, and your My Social Security page is an awesome resource. Just even if you're not ready to check out yet on that. I go on there all the time, just fart around looking at stuff and seeing the difference in how much you get more if you wait for full retirement as opposed to taking it early, or what I can get early. Look at your earnings rate and all of that. It's worth doing. It's easy enough to set up. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the way to go if you have access to a computer, if not at home, at a library or something along those lines. All right, well, the number is 7377. We've got calls coming in, and why don't we take one before we go to the first break? We'll start off with David. David, good morning. Hi, David.
Hi.
Hey, how can we help you?
Yes, I've been retired and I've been living on Social Security, and I was wondering if you should get injured, your back or shoulder, whatever it is, can you apply for disability with Social Security too?
Okay, so that's a really good question to get us started this morning. And basically, if you become injured after your full retirement age, then there wouldn't be any advantage to filing for disability because you're already drawing as much as we could pay you. Now, if you started drawing disability early, 62, 63, and then you become disabled before you turn full retirement age.
You mean if you start drawing Social Security early, not disability?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yes. If you start drawing retirement, thank you. If you start drawing retirement benefits early, 62, 63, and then you become disabled before your full retirement age, there may be a little bit more money. But I always try to remind folks that your full your full retirement amount and your disability amount is actually the same amount.
That's right.
It's the same number, and so you might recoup some of the when you take it early. You take a deduction or a lesser amount, and you can get some of that back if you become disabled before your full retirement age.
Okay, so I didn't know that. That's interesting. If it is early, then there may be a little more if you get injured by taking it early. So that'll depend on your situation. Well, let me just see. David, are you taking full retirement or did you retire early?
I retired at 62.
Okay, and so was that your full retirement age, or was that taking it early for you based
Well, it
on
would've
when?
Taking it early for me.
And then how old are you now?
Yeah, how old are you now, David?
I'm 73.
Oh.
Yeah, and so if he became disabled after, for him it'd be 65 or 66, but if he became disabled after that, there is no advantage to filing.
So he would have had to have become disabled sometime between 62 and before
66, yeah.
66. Remind folks again, like for instance, for you and I, what will our full retirement age be as it stands now?
As it is now, we're progressing to 67. So over the next 5 or 8 years, 5-7 years, we're going to be transitioning, but then after that, it's going to be 67. So for a lot of folks.
Okay, so like for me or you, and that could change even later then, but I'm looking at 67 for full retirement. All right, so the answer for you, David, is unfortunately no, because now at your age, there's no more money benefit to be had there. But it's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely.
People in that window. Do we need to take a break, or do you want me to take another call? Okay, we'll take a break because we have several calls coming in. We'll get to as many of you as possible. 737-7587 with Mr. Horn. We'll be back with more right after this.